You only have one life to live, so get the most out of it. On Good Life, Great Life, join me, Brian Highfield, and my guests as we share success stories, habits, mindsets, and lessons learned by successful people. These lessons are not taught in schools, but are critical for getting ahead in life. Whether you want a successful business or career, optimal health, or a lifestyle that most people just dream of, Good Life, Great Life has you covered. After retiring from a successful corporate career in my 40s, I founded multi-million-dollar businesses in the sports and healthcare arenas. Now, I help everyday people maximize their lives and speak regularly at seminars, on podcasts, and radio shows to share principles on the topics of health, wealth, and happiness. Don't let a good life get in the way of a great life. Join me today on Good Life, Great Life. So a lot of what we do on Good Life, Great Life is we really help people that are either business leaders, wanting to be an entrepreneur. And I really want to talk to those people that are thinking about being an entrepreneur. Maybe they're still in that employee mindset. Maybe they have a job, but are looking for something different. And a lot of people really are in that category right now. With what's going on in the world and the economy, people are realizing that they want something more, they want something better. And there's a lot of things that people can do even while they're still working, right? You can still start a side hustle while you're working. Okay, that's why they call it a side hustle. It's on the side. But people don't know where to begin. And so that's where I want to help you with today's episode is talking about where to start and what your options are, because a lot of people don't think they have a lot of options. They're just looking at just a couple of things that they can do when you really have a lot of options. When people want to start a business, a lot of them look at something that they're good at, right? Something, maybe it's a hobby that they're good at. One of my first businesses started out of a hobby. I was a volleyball coach, and I started a travel volleyball club because I saw a need there, and it was very small. It was one of the smallest in the state, but just in a few years, it was the largest in the state. But it started out as a hobby. I love volleyball. I played in college, and I wanted to provide an opportunity, and it was a hobby, and I didn't even intend for it to be a business at first, but it just grew into that. And a lot of people are there. I saw a commercial on the TV the other day where they were talking about someone who wanted to open he was good at knitting, and so he wanted to start his own online business for knitting products. But whatever your hobby is, you may be looking at that to turn that into some sort of business for yourself. Being here in Florida, I know a lot of boaters, and they want to turn their boat into a boat charting business, and being very successful with that. So those are other examples of that. Some other things, a lot of people are renting out their house or buying investment properties to rent out on Airbnb or VRBO. Maybe they're just driving Uber, right? Uber is a big way for people to make extra money with their car. Or maybe they're just selling things on Amazon. Or some other platform, selling things online, creating some sort of e-commerce thing. Another popular thing right now is real estate. People investing in real estate. So, or just becoming a real estate agent. That's another popular thing that people do to earn extra money or for a new career. So those are some common things. I think some uncommon thing that you may not be aware of is something called network marketing. Most people don't know what network marketing is. They either think it has something to do with computers, or they think, oh gosh, are those pyramid scheme things? Something like that. Network marketing is really transformed. It's not your crazy uncle's pyramid scheme anymore. Companies have gotten very professional on how they allow people to make money through being an affiliate with their company. Being a distributor, they call them different things, but there's a lot of different companies out there to allow you to earn commissions from marketing their product or their service. And there's thousands of options out there. And that's actually, in my opinion, one of the better options out there because very low risk in getting involved. very high potential upside to that. And it also provides an opportunity for leverage, which a lot of people overlook. So what's leverage? So leverage, let's say you drive Uber. What's cool is it gives you flexibility, right? So if I want to make money, I'll go out and drive my car for Uber. But if I'm tired and I want to take some time off, I just have to hit a button on the app, and I'm not working anymore. I don't have to work. That's great. But the bad part is, as soon as I hit that button, I stop making money, right? So that's not leverage. I have to be in the car driving in order to make money. Leverage is where you're leveraging an asset or other people that no matter what you're doing, what activity you're doing, you're still making money from that asset or those people or that network or so on. And so I know network marketing offers that opportunity. You can have that. You can have leverage with real estate, with things like Airbnb. So you can create some leverage there as well. But in any event, when you're looking at where to start and how to start, you need to look at, for example, how much capital you have. Do you have to make a large investment in business? The average startup cost for a business in the United States is over $67,000. That's a lot of money. And the odds aren't in your favor, right? Well, more on that a little bit later, but I mean, you have to look at, do you have capital to invest? If not, that's going to shrink your options. And that's okay, because again, I think some of the better options don't require huge amounts of capital to get involved and make some real money. You have to look at how viable that business is, right? Are you going to open a store that sells pagers? I mean, that's an outdated technology, right? That's not very viable. There's not in demand, and it's just not in demand. What about a restaurant? I mean, it depends on your location, right? It depends on other restaurants in the area. Do people in that area like that type of food that you want to offer in your restaurant, for example? So there's a lot of market demand, a lot of research and things you have to do when you're looking at opening a business as well. Also, how much effort do you really want to give? Are you doing it to make extra money? Are you doing it to create a job for yourself? Are you doing it to get ahead and actually have more free time? Because what people learn when they start a business, that they actually have to put more time in it than they did their job in order to make that business work. And that may be short term. I hope it's short term for you so that you can achieve that long-term goal of taking your foot off the gas a little bit and being able to relax and enjoy life. That's what most entrepreneurs are out there looking for, is how can I create a business, essentially an asset that makes me money so that my time is not required, right? That is the end goal for a lot of people. So if that is your goal, then I would look at some options that give you leverage rather than having to put all your effort into that business just to make it work. Because otherwise you're leaving a job that pays you 9 to 5 to owning a job that you have to work 24/7 to keep it up and running. So like I said, the odds are against you in any event. I'm not saying this to discourage you. I want to encourage people to look for entrepreneurial opportunities, but the odds are against you in starting a business. 4 out of 5 businesses fail within the first 2 years. However, if you study on this a little bit and you go in it with more knowledge than the average person, then the odds get a little bit better. They get a little bit better. So again, explore your different options, whether it be starting something from a hobby. You can also buy a business. There's organizations out there that are actively selling existing businesses, and you can purchase a business today for something as low as like 3 times their earnings. For example, there may be a company out there that makes $100,000 a year in profit, and they're willing to sell it for 3 times that, 300,000. So if you were to buy that and still perform at the same levels, then within 3 years, essentially you have your investment back, and then it's going to pay you from that point forward. That's typically how that works. But again, that requires capital, which not everybody has or is looking to invest. So study up on it, look at that. Definitely consider network marketing. It's something that I found that really, again, it's low risk, high reward potential. And it gives you that opportunity for leverage, as I talked about before. Again, there's 1,000 of those companies out there. They're not all the same, and there's some really good ones. There's some really good ones that when you ask the right questions and look at it, if it's a good fit for you, that you can be really, really happy with. So, and if you need help with any of this, that's what I do, is I help people explore their options and show them something that may be a good fit for them. It's part of what we do here on this podcast, Good Life, Great Life, is to help people understand more about entrepreneurship, understand more about conducting good business and being a business leader, and just really, really get you to the point of your end goal of having more time, being able to do what you want to do with the people that you want to do that with, and just enjoy life rather than the old broken system of working 40 to 50 hours a week for 40 to 50 years of your life, hoping that in your 60s you can then leave that and then do what you want. But by then, most of your life is over, and that's why I call it a broken system. And again, I think people are waking up to that fact and starting to look for more options, and that's what we're doing. That's why we're here, is to help you do just that. So thanks for listening, and we'll have another great topic for you next time.
Thank you for listening to another episode of Good Life, Great Life, brought to you by Brian Highfield. We hope you enjoyed listening to this week's guests and stories. If you like what you've heard, please consider subscribing wherever you listen to podcasts.